Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, thank you for that warm welcome. I'm Marilyn Gardner, President and CEO of Navy Pier, and it's my privilege to welcome you on this beautiful Chicago morning to our wonderful Crystal Garden at Navy Pier. We're so honored to host the kickoff of America 2050 at one of Chicago's most cherished public spaces. Since 1916, Navy Pier has been part of our state's story, constantly evolving, always welcoming, and serving as a destination where people come together to celebrate, learn, and enjoy all that Illinois has to offer. Today, Navy Pier welcomes nearly 9 million guests each year, sustains more than 3,000 jobs, and generates significant economic impact for Chicago and the state. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. In 2026, the very year of this landmark 250 celebration, we will reach an extraordinary milestone. Navy Pier will welcome our 250 millionth guest since redevelopment in 1995. Pretty extraordinary. Get the tie-in, 250. That number represents millions of shared experiences, family outings, field trips, date nights, many first visits to Chicago. It reminds us that Navy Pier is both rooted in history and alive with those who continue to experience it, enjoy it, and make the People's Pier their own. That's why it feels especially fitting that the Illinois America 250 Commission chose the Ferris wheel as the icon of this statewide commemoration. George Washington Ferris didn't just invent a ride unveiled at the 1893 Columbian Exhibition here in Chicago. He changed what Americans believed public gathering spaces could be. Our centennial wheel carries that legacy forward, offering guests an incomparable view of Chicago and a reminder of Illinois' long tradition of innovation and creativity. As we look ahead to 2026, Navy Pier is proud to stand alongside partners across the state who help elevate Illinois' stories and bring our communities together. We're grateful to the Illinois Office of Tourism for its tremendous work in highlighting the attractions and experiences that make our state so special. Places like this pier that continue and will continue to inspire generations. This morning, we're joined by an extraordinary group of leaders whose vision will help shape Illinois' role in the National America 250 celebration. Their commitment ensures this milestone honors our past while engaging every Illinoisan in the future we are building together. It is now my pleasure to introduce an extraordinary leader and the greatest champion of our incredible state. Please join me in welcoming Governor J.B. Pritzker.
Well, good morning, everyone. Oh, come on, you did better for Maryland. We're going to try that again. Good morning. Love to see that and hear that. Thank you very much, and thank you all for being here. Thanks to Marilyn for that very kind introduction and for all the work that you do, Marilyn, to keep Navy Pier a vibrant and prosperous place for all to visit. I'm really excited to join all of you to kick off this historic celebration of the founding of our nation and the role that Illinois has played in shaping our nation. I'm especially proud to be doing so on December 3rd. This is the 207th anniversary, this day, of Illinois being admitted to the nation. So, happy birthday to the greatest state in the United States. I also want to acknowledge our chair of Illinois America 250, that's Gabrielle Lyon. You're going to hear from her in just a few moments. And of course, a special thank you to all the commissioners that are here with us today and across the state of Illinois. This is truly a historic undertaking, what the work is of the America 250 Commission, to inspire our people and to bring our communities together to tell our American story. Fitting 250 years of growth and of struggle and of resilience and of success into a single year of programming is no easy feat. So I'm especially grateful to have such a dedicated and patriotic group leading the charge to get that done. I also want to thank our great director of the Illinois Department of Natural Resources, Natalie Phelps-Finney, our Deputy Director of the Illinois Office of Tourism, Katie Sheehan, and the Chair of the Illinois Arts Council, Nora Daly, all of whom are helping our state government support this effort. Thank you to all of you. 250 years ago, our founders embarked on an unprecedented journey of democracy and self-governance. With trepidation and with hope, they bravely proclaimed their independence from British rule and boldly spelled out a set of foundational beliefs that all men are created equal and endowed with unalienable rights, such as life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. For as familiar as that sounds to all of us, it was rarely said out loud anywhere in the world before these rebels put it in their declaration. Equality, liberty for all. Those were lofty expectations for our young nation, but every year, all 250 of them since then, we have struggled to make those values real for more Americans. Ultimately, for all Americans, that's what we're striving for. In each ensuing generation, there have been leaders who have picked up the baton to undertake the work of building a more perfect union. And while the pace of that always seems heartbreakingly slow, it is a testament to the strength of those beliefs and a testament to our people that this democratic project has endured to this day. In this moment, I'm reminded that throughout history, the path of progress, of justice, and of peace and prosperity has never been linear. Democracy does not run on autopilot. It requires our constant effort and attention. But there's nothing more patriotic, nothing more foundational to the ideals of our nation that we were founded upon than renewing our allegiance to defending the values of freedom and justice for all. Illinois has been central to this democratic project since we were officially named and allowed to become a state in this union. From early Native American tribes to the Civil War to the Civil Rights Movement to today, Abraham Lincoln and Ronald Reagan and Barack Obama and Ida B. Wells, the story of Illinois has always been the story of America. We are, after all, the most American of American states. The America 250 celebration in Illinois will tell that story through programming and events and education in every corner of this state. It will be an opportunity to reflect on the past 250 years, to educate one another and to tell the stories of the people who made Illinois the best state in the country and America the greatest country in the world. But it is also an opportunity to chart our course ahead, so that in 250 years from now, Illinoisans will do the same for us. At a time when it seems many of our founding principles are being challenged and our institutions are being tested, it is more important than ever to loudly reaffirm our belief in the power and the promise of our constitutional democracy, to send a clear message of our willingness to defend our inherent rights and liberties. America 250 will allow us to do just that, to put our beliefs on display as one people and as one Illinois. I want to invite all Illinoisans to take part in this celebration throughout the year with your family and your friends and your neighbors. I look forward to seeing everyone engaged in the activities of America 250. What a great year this is going to be. And with that, I am very excited to pass this podium over to the person whose vision and hard work is bringing all of this to life, along with her commission, of course, and that's our chair, Gabrielle Lyon. Gabrielle. There you are.
Wow, can we have a round of applause just for this fabulous launch this morning? Thank you. Thank you, Governor Pritzker, for your leadership and for bringing us here to launch this vision. It's a once-in-a-generation opportunity for our state and for our role in our nation. I'm Gabrielle Lyon, as the governor just said. I'm the Executive Director of Illinois Humanities, and I chair the Illinois America 250 Commission. We have some of our commissioners today with us. Could you just raise your hand and say hello? This vision that is unfolding beats deep in our hearts. I am so excited about what we're sharing today and what's to come. This is going to be an accessible, inclusive, statewide effort, and we're really focused on uplifting local stories and celebrations and showcasing the way Illinoisans have, even before we became a state and right up till now, made good on the ideals of the Declaration of Independence. Speaking of which, did you pick up your pocket declaration? Plenty more where these came from. We're about to do one in Spanish as well, so definitely, if you haven't read it recently, it's a great read right here. Look, over the last 9 months, I and commissioners have been talking to people literally in every county in the state to say, well, what do you want from this anniversary? What's going to matter to you? And we have heard over and over the same handful of things. Number one, they want all of our stories to matter. They want to showcase our many, many histories. Secondly, they really want to both inspire but honor community engagement. Our civic fabric is what we make it. It's how we are, in fact, a robust democracy, and people want to look forward. They want to leverage the milestone so that we can be thinking about, well, what comes next? How are we building, as the governor said, our next 250 years? So I'm excited. You could tell that's good because I'm chairing with the commissioners, but I am not the only person excited. As of this morning, we have 200 partner organizations, 102 communities that have passed resolutions, 68 counties that are planning unbelievable opportunities to do everything we're talking about. We also have a lot of partners in this room. Thank you so much for coming today. Please give yourselves a round of applause. You're the ones making it happen, and a lot of that is because you're already doing the work, and you're not just doing it because it's America's 250. We're using America's 250 to make sure that what we do matters and moves us forward. Just because you don't live this every day, you don't have a countdown clock on your dashboard to July 4th, 2026. Here's a little flavor for just some of the things happening. Peoria Riverfront Museum is about to open a year-long world-class exhibition. You'll hear a little bit more about that. Carterville High School in Carterville is hosting a Southern Illinois Music Festival. McLean County History Museum has democracy dialogues going on. Latinos Progresando is planning a storytelling program for our immigrant and Latino neighbors. Cairo's Magnolia Days is going to be something to behold, and I hope everyone can participate. They're going to be connecting the city's civil rights movement and Underground Railroad heritage to the revitalization efforts that are underway today. Look, our country, as we know, we've come a long way, and we have a long way to go to make good on the promises in this little book. 1976 left out a lot of voices. In 2026, Illinois America 250 is really working to invite everyone in. Today is about the launch of this year-long effort in 2026. I'm going to tell you about 2 statewide programs that the Commission is partnering on, just to give you a flavor, and you'll be hearing more from others. One of the programs I hope folks can get involved with is for students, and we hear some of them. Those are the future right there at the Children's Museum. All K-12 students are being invited to share their visions for the 250th with a youth art contest hosted by the Abraham Lincoln Public Library and Museum. I'm also really excited to let folks know about Illinois Voices 250. Illinois Humanities and StoryCorps Studios are going to be collecting stories from every one of our 102 counties and archiving them in the Library of Congress. Because the 250th isn't about looking back, it's about forging our future. Your local library, your community visitor bureau, your history, heritage, culture centers, they're all making plans. And if you're not sure where to get started, go ahead and visit il250.org. You can get involved, you can sign up, you can let us know what you're doing, and you can find something right near you. When the nation is looking to what's happening in honor of this anniversary, they're going to look to Illinois. And they're going to see that here in Illinois, history belongs to all of us. We are all making our history together, and democracy is what we, the people, create. Governor Pritzker, thank you again for ensuring Illinois isn't just participating in America's 250th birthday, we're helping to shape it. And it is now my deep privilege to introduce Director Natalie Phelps-Finney of the Illinois Department of Natural Resources.
Thank you, Chair Lyon. Thank you for what you do daily to bring equality to all Illinoisans, but especially all the work you've done on the 250 Commission. I'm proud, so proud to be here with all of you at iconic Navy Pier for this exciting kickoff and to celebrate the months of hard work and planning by the Illinois America 250 Commission. The 250th birthday of America is a unique opportunity for people across Illinois to come together and celebrate our nation, our people, our self-governance, and our resiliency. As a native Southern Illinoisan, and you probably couldn't tell that by my accent, I'm sure, I'm especially excited about this commemoration because it offers a special opportunity to shine a light on our region's historic role in the formation of the country. The Illinois Department of Natural Resources is charged with taking care of some of these notable historic places. Fort Massac State Park, overlooking the Ohio River in Massac County, was dedicated Illinois' first state park in 1908. But its history as a strategic military fort predates even the Revolutionary War. In Randolph County, visitors can explore Fort Deschartres and venture to Kaskaskia to see the Liberty Bell of the West, which was run by villagers in 1778 to celebrate their liberation from the British. Near the Mississippi River, just a little further north in Madison County, visitors can learn about the Lewis and Clark expedition and their departure to explore America in 1804. Near Collinsville, they can visit Cahokia Mounds, the largest pre-Columbian site north of Mexico, a World Heritage Site. Some of these, plus many other sites across the state, will be featured on a new commemorative Illinois America 250 passport, put together by IDNR, the Illinois Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity, and the Illinois America 250 Commission. This limited edition keepsake passport has been designed to encourage people to explore the state's rich history at museums, historic sites, and culturally significant locations all across Illinois. So be on the lookout. In 2026, we'll have information out about locations statewide where you can pick up passports and start your Illinois America 250 adventure. Public service and devotion to community are principles that I hold very dear, and I know I'm not alone in that. And that's why I'm also very excited to announce Illinois United in Service, an initiative hosted by Serve Illinois to encourage people to strengthen their communities and help one another through meaningful volunteer work. Hosted by our friends at Serve Illinois, this volunteer service program will begin on Martin Luther King Jr. Day, January 19th, 2026. People will sign up through Serve Illinois for predetermined volunteer events or They can organize their own independent volunteer events and log their hours as part of this effort. Every participant will receive an official certificate, and Serve Illinois will track the number of participants and volunteer hours in the program. Our hope is that in 2026, we can show unity and a commitment to the common good through increased volunteerism. There will be a lot happening for the 250th in 2026, and I want to encourage my fellow Illinoisans to take advantage of the multitude of opportunities to learn and celebrate, but most importantly, let's use this opportunity to really reflect on what it means to be an American and make sure each of us is upholding those ideals of this great country, this great state, and recommit to holding our leaders accountable of the same. And so I want to take just a second here before I end to publicly thank our leader, Governor Pritzker, for not only upholding, absolutely embodying, but being a champion of these very values. Thank you, Governor. With that, I'd like to invite Katie Sheehan, Deputy Director of the Illinois Office of Tourism, to the microphone.
Good morning. I'm Katie Sheehan, the Deputy Director of the Illinois Office of Tourism. We are part of the Illinois Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity, and it's really an honor to be here with the Illinois America 250 Commission as we kick off a celebration that's been 250 years in the making. We're proud to partner on this once-in-a-generation milestone, not only to honor our nation's history, but also to shine a light on the incredible stories and destinations that make Illinois a cornerstone of the American journey. Last year, nearly 113 million people visited Illinois. That's an increase of about 500,000 people compared to the prior year, and those visitors spent a record-breaking $48.5 billion. It's a lot of deep dish pizza, Abe Lincoln souvenirs, you know what I'm talking about. With Illinois America 250, we're planning to keep that momentum going. We're working with Choose Chicago and the Convention and Visitors Bureaus across the state to encourage more people to visit and to encourage our own Illinois residents to explore our rich history, vibrant communities, and unforgettable experiences. All 102 counties in Illinois have a story, and they're worth exploring. From the stone walls of Fort Duchart to the sweeping views along the Great River Road and the natural beauty of the Shawnee National Forest, history just isn't in the textbooks, it's right here at home in Illinois. 2026 is going to be a blockbuster year, mark my words. We're also celebrating 100 years of Route 66. That's the mother road that starts right here in Chicago, Illinois, and that was one of the first highways across America that gave birth to the road trip. That's pretty sweet. And we'll be opening the doors to the Obama Presidential Center here in Chicago, so that's history in the making, folks. So whether you're a history buff, a road tripper, or just somebody looking for a great story or a great time, we invite you to make plans to celebrate America 250 right here in Illinois. If you haven't heard, we're in the middle of everything, and we've got something for everyone. You can check out our website, enjoyillinois.com, if you're itching for some ideas right this second. You can get on your phones. Thank you very much. Next, it's my pleasure to introduce Nora Daly, the board chair of the Illinois Arts Council. Oh, there you go.
Good morning, everyone. I'm really proud to represent the Illinois Arts Council. We have a really exciting announcement thanks to the governor's support. We are going to support with a $300,000 investment 20 different public art projects across the state that honor the rich histories and identities across our state. Each initiative will receive funding to create a work that strengthens not only local partnerships, but builds civic pride. I'll give you a couple examples. We are supporting a project in Central Illinois with Together Litchfield Can, a resident-led nonprofit looking to strengthen community vitality. In partnership with the Illinois Institute for Rural Affairs and their local municipality, they will create a mural on the historic Short Furniture Building, celebrating a business that has served the community for over 150 years. The African American Heritage Trail will work with the City of Champaign and the University of Illinois to support a public artwork documenting the region's vibrant Black history. And here on Chicago's South Side, we will work with the Chicago Park District on a new installation at Steelworkers Park, honoring generations who worked at the former U.S. Steel South Works plant and highlighting the state's transformation into beautiful public space. In Northern Illinois, the DeKalb County History Center will partner with the local library and the historic Egyptian Theater to create a mural celebrating the city's rich history. In Equality, Illinois, which has a population just under 1,000, the Tourism Board and the Visitor Center will bring together their local heritage forward and ensure rural voices are a critical part of this national milestone. These are just a couple of examples of these rich public arts projects that we are really proud to support. An investment in public art is an investment in people. It strengthens communities, and it creates shared spaces that bring us all together. These projects show how art can energize local communities and economies and deepen our sense of place across Illinois. So thank you, Governor, for that support, and I am thrilled to welcome Dr. Weiss.
Good morning. My name is Dr. Doreen Weesey, and I'm an enrolled member of the Minnesota White Earth Ojibwe Nation, and I'm president of the American Indian Association of Illinois and NACE Inc., which was the only urban American Indian college in the country. We are so happy to be here today and so excited to be working with all of you. Many of you in the last few years I've just met for the first time, and it's been incredible. We're in an era when Native people have been invited to the table in Illinois as speakers, as presenters. I also have a dance company, so we go throughout the state dancing and presenting about our culture. And it's made a difference for our children, for our elders, for our families. It's made an incredible difference because really they didn't have the contacts with their own community and with Chicago and with the state to know where the resources were and how they could really contribute their talents to the greater state. American Indian people have lived here for thousands of years, 10,000 plus. And many tribes have lived here. My tribe is called one of the tribes of the Council of Three Fires. We've signed almost every treaty that had to do with Illinois land. Now, the period from the Declaration of Independence was not a good period for us in terms of loss of land, because the majority of the land of my people in this area was, we were forced to cede over that period of time. And as some of you might know, or you might know, in the Declaration of Independence, we are called merciless savages. Well, I'm here to say that we were never savages, we were never merciless, we're not today, we weren't then. And I think that this period of time in history is a period when all of us have the opportunity to study the many different tribes that were in this country before the United States was formed. Also study how Native people fought with the Revolution, with the colonists. My people, I'm also part Oneida and Seneca and Stockbridge, Muncie, and Delaware. We fought with the colonists. We fought with them and hoped that we would be able to maintain our land. Well, that did not happen because George Washington was all about continuing to press westward. But that history, there's so much in it. There's so many wonderful people, so many wonderful events, along with the sad events. But we're here to celebrate at this moment in time the period of the progress that our people have also made in the last 250 years. You know, that I can stand here before you as a person with a doctorate degree. To my knowledge, I'm the only enrolled American Indian tribal member that has a doctorate degree in all of Chicago. So if you can imagine, Chicago's a big place with lots of millions of people. That's pretty amazing. But I prefer to, while I am an academic, I prefer to work in our communities with our people and look at the gifts that they bring to Chicago and to Illinois. We have such incredible artists and oral historians and writers and filmmakers, all photographers, and we would like people to discover them, and also to they would like to share their gifts with you. So I'm just, as I said, I'm so excited to be here today, and we're going to work tirelessly throughout this year to engage our community and also to go out, and I'm going to be working with the Illinois Humanities Council as a Rhodes Scholar to go out and tell our story throughout the state, and the story of how our people contributed in the last 250 years. So with that, I'm going to, I lost my note here. Sorry. I'm going to introduce our next speaker, and our next speaker is Kayla Pilgrim, and she's a recent UIC graduate and president of the Civic Success Project in Illinois American, and she is an Illinois American 250 Commissioner. Let's welcome Kayla.
Everyone, it is my great honor to be here. My name is Kayla Pilgrim. I'm from Berwyn, Illinois. I'm 19 years old, a recent UIC graduate, and I am the founder of the Civic Success Project. I am an intern at the Illinois State Board of Education, a National Youth 250 Bureau Advisor, and an Illinois America 250 Commissioner. As of today, we are less than 250 days away from America's 250th anniversary. But this summer, the 4th of July will not look the same, because so many organizations and community members alike see this milestone as an opportunity. The 250th anniversary is a chance to not only reflect on our history, but to imagine what we want our future to look like. This anniversary pushes us to ask ourselves, who do we need to bring in, and what do we plan to do with the years ahead? That's why one of the priorities of the Commission is youth engagement. Young people are key stakeholders in this moment. Yet we are often left out of conversations about what comes next. America's future needs a seat at the table, and it doesn't always have to stay this way. We can use the 250th as a real starting point for deeper inclusion of young people. This matters because young people play a vital role in the past, present, and future of both Illinois and the nation. Our future history is being written right now by the youngest generations of this nation. And so I'm really, really excited for this moment, and I'm so grateful to have a part to play in something this important to all of us. This is shared history. And if you didn't know about the 250th before today, there's still time to get involved and join the conversations and opportunities that are already happening. If you're a young person, get involved in any way that you can in this essential moment. I say start in your local community. Reach out to people and organizations that you know. For a start, you can join the Youth 250 movement at youth250.org. You can participate in the annual art contest that was mentioned before me, and you can connect with local youth-led organizations like the Civic Success Project and so much more. If you are a youth ally, the best thing you can do is support youth-led ideas. Bring young people together and build something meaningful with them. Design with us, not for us, and in 2026, create something that feels welcoming and is truly representative of this milestone. We sincerely hope that every community feels inspired to plan its own commemorations in this moment. And lastly, I encourage you to spread the word. Our communities shine brighter, our history becomes more inclusive, and our country grows stronger when everyone shows up and all voices are included. Thank you. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce Rafael Villagomez.
First of all, I want to thank Gabrielle for the invitation to share some light as what we're doing out in Elgin. And as we prepare to celebrate Illinois' 250, it's important to celebrate also the shared history that we have. The state of Illinois became a state 42 years after the United States, and the great city of Elgin 20 years after that. Along the Fox River, a community built by the waves of newcomers seeking opportunity and belonging. From the beginning, Elgin has been shaped by diverse immigrant communities. Our Black community, which has played a vital role in the leadership and the civic heartbeat of our city. One of the clearest examples of that legacy is Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson, whose public service reflects the values of our community that our community instills. And now that spirit lives on in today's Elgin Hispanic community, which now represents nearly half of the city's population. Over more than 6 generations of Hispanic families have strengthened Elgin's cultural, economic, and civic life. From the first immigrant laborers and factory workers to today's leaders like Senator Cristina Castro. That is why the Elgin Hispanic Heritage Project, in partnership with the Elgin History Museum, is working to preserve this remarkable history. Through research, oral histories, and community collaborations, we are creating a feature-length documentary and a traveling exhibit that will capture the resilience, pride, and contributions of Hispanic families from the early 20th century to today. And this effort aligns deeply with the goals of Illinois 250, as our state reflects on 250 years of immigrant history. We're ensuring that the stories of Elgin's immigrant communities are represented, elevated, and celebrated. So as we look forward to our 2026 project debut, we welcome partners from across the state to join us in supporting this work and helping preserve a heritage that will inspire generations to come. So with that, I would like to now turn it over to Mark Danzler.
Thank you. Happy birthday, Illinois. Happy early birthday, United States. Thank you so much, Maryland, for hosting us at this beautiful venue. You see over our shoulder the new logo that features the Ferris wheel. Good morning. 250 years ago, 56 brave individuals signed a piece of paper. The Declaration of Independence set us on the course of the greatest political journey in history in creating the most prosperous, generous, and innovative nation in the world. As a history buff, it's an honor to be here today representing our state's amazing manufacturing sector as we kick off a celebration that honors our past while looking forward to the future. America was founded on the promise of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that all men were created equal. Today, American exceptionalism continues and remains a beacon of hope for people around the world. And Illinois and Illinoisans are a large part of this quintessential American story. Illinois' favorite son and America's greatest president, Abraham Lincoln, ended the Civil War, freed the slaves, signed the Transcontinental Railroad Act that connected the country, created land-grant universities like the University of Illinois. Famed Civil War general and President Ulysses S. Grant, President Ronald Reagan and his eternal optimism that America was a shining city on the hill, and President Barack Obama, the first black president who offered hope. Athletes like Red Grange or Olympian Jackie Joyner-Kersee, Jane Addams, Ida B. Wells, Gwendolyn Brooks. I'm very proud to represent Illinois manufacturers who have played a key role in every major historical event in our nation's history. And as a matter of fact, the first documented manufacturer in what is now Illinois was a buffalo tannery located near a French fort in the 1700s at the confluence of two rivers in the southern end of the state. Many people don't know Illinois was founded from the south to the north. And as we celebrate the 250th anniversary, the IMA looks forward to partnering with Governor Pritzker and Illinois America 250 and showcasing some of the great manufacturers and people and product that have made a major and lasting impact on our state and our nation. People like John Deere and the steel plow, Martin Cooper from Motorola, who invented the cell phone, William Wrigley and his famed snack company, Cyrus McCormick and the Reaper, George Pullman in his rail cars. Ford Motor Company has the longest continuously operating auto plant on the south side of Chicago. Great products: Cracker Jack, Lincoln Logs, sock puppets, red Solo cups, the famed Ferris wheel here at the 1893 World's Fair, barbed wire, dishwashers, vacuum cleaners, spray paint, popcorn, zippers, and the skyscraper was created here in Chicago. All invented right here in Illinois and making an impact not only in Chicago and Illinois, but across the entire globe and even into space. We also want to inspire the next generation of Illinoisans and Americans who will invent the next life-saving medicine, live on Mars, or develop the next generation computer, or win the next Nobel Prize. The IMA will also be unveiling some very special events and programs in 2026, and we look forward to announcing those details soon as we join this fantastic public celebration. And while politics can certainly be divisive and messy at times, our republic that was founded 250 years ago is still the greatest form of government ever invented. Illinois America 250 is an opportunity for people to unite and celebrate our shared history together, and the IMA looks forward to working with the governor and Gabe and the entire team in creating the celebrations for generations to come. It's now my pleasure to introduce a true servant leader who has left his own indelible mark on Illinois in our history, former Congressman and Secretary of Transportation, Ray LaHood.
Thank you. Good morning. The good news is I'm the last speaker. I don't know if any more can be said, but let me just repeat a couple of things. I think we are blessed in Illinois with so much history, not the least of which is a governor who is very bipartisan and non-political when it comes to celebrating the 250th anniversary of our country, and how important that is in this day and age that we have a governor who's willing to get everybody to work together around the idea this is a great state because of the people, because of the kind of history that we have, and when you think of the three presidents who we call presidents from Illinois, all very bipartisan individuals who pulled the country together the way that our governor is pulling Illinois together. So, Governor, thank you for carrying on that legacy. I drove here from Peoria today, which is my home, and I came with the president of the Peoria Riverfront Museum, John Morris, and the chief curator, Bill Conger. And we came because we were invited, and for the last 3 years in Peoria at the Peoria Riverfront Museum, we have been planning for this day and for what will take place over the next year. One of the announcements that we made, that John made earlier on, is that every student in Illinois from any school can come to the Peoria Riverfront Museum and see our spectacular exhibits and displays absolutely free. And we have encouraged, and John has met with superintendents across the state to encourage them to do that. John has also been able to curry the favor of Ken Burns, who many of you know from many of his PBS documentaries, to be a guest curator for Peoria's 250th anniversary. And so we're delighted that we can be a part of what Illinois is planning, and we encourage all of you as you venture across the state to come and visit the Peoria Riverfront Museum. So thank you for including us today. We really represent a lot of different museums with a unique perspective, so we're grateful to be included, and we thank you for that, and that concludes the program.
Thank you so much.
Dropping the rake here? Yeah.
Test 1, 2, 3.
Okay with you guys?
Yeah. Right here. I was asking, I was thinking, I wish I had one.
What's that?
Yeah.
I think we're okay. Thanks for offering though.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Navy Pier. Nice to see everybody. Happy to take any questions from members of the media.
Maybe I shouldn't hold you responsible for graphic design choices. What are your thoughts on using a Chicago-specific symbol in Navy Pier for the statewide logo? I talked to some Southern Illinois people this morning. Sent them the logo. They're like, I have no idea what that is.
Well, I didn't make graphic decisions, but I can tell you we're doing, as you know, events all across the state. And we've got, of the 102 counties, there are literally events everywhere in Illinois, and I'm so thrilled about that. The fact that so many people are participating from all over the state, it is a statewide endeavor, and it's intended to engage everyone, whether you're in the southern tip of Illinois, eastern, western, or the far north.
Governor?
Yes, hey.
What is the total cost of this celebration to the state, and how much do you think?
You know, it's each of the departments has a little bit of the budget of it. It's really not very expensive. I honestly wish that we were able to spend more because I want celebrations to be as big as possible. But having said that, local, county, and other township governments are participating with the state of Illinois in paying for local organizing and local events that are taking place all throughout the next year. So not very expensive. I'll tell you what, I don't want to guess, so I'm going to get you the number after this, and I'll make sure my team reaches out to you, okay? Yeah, appreciate you. Yeah, hi, Isabel.
Early October, you'll be here downtown for Jimmy Kimmel Show wearing a bulletproof truth vest. So, mock Trump's claims that Chicago is a lawless battle zone, but last month he died and others were injured outside of Chicago Theater on State Street. Do you regret that choice of satire?
No, look, people that call Illinois a hellhole or Chicago a hellhole, people that denigrate our state deserve to be mocked, and that is what I was trying to do. The fact is that this is the great city in the greatest state in the nation, and we should be showing it off and not having a president of the United States who's denigrating it, by the way, with facts that are old or inaccurate. And so that's what I was trying to do, and I don't regret that at all. I think everybody needs a laugh, even in the midst of, frankly, the onslaught that comes from the White House every single day. Hi, how are you?
To ask about the threat to SNAP. USDA says it will withhold SNAP administrative funds from Illinois as early as next week. Do you know how this would affect SNAP operations here? Residents or even food banks see delays or disruptions?
Well, that's already been ruled by a court to be illegal. I understand that the Trump administration doesn't think that it has to follow the law. Just look what's happened to the boats that they've been attacking and the people that are dying who may very well be innocent bystanders. The truth is that the administration does not have the ability to do this, and I think it's reprehensible to use food and food insecurity as a weapon to try to effectuate a policy that is completely unrelated to it. But again, the courts have ruled such, and I believe that if we have to take them to court again, we will.
What concerns does Illinois have about turning over the SNAP recipients' names and immigration statuses to the USDA?
Look, as you know, they've been gathering databases that are, people should deserve privacy, right? Whether they're a SNAP recipient or not, it should not be information that gets gathered by and then disseminated by the federal government. But we're obviously following all the rules around SNAP. We always have. Nothing that they're requesting would reveal anything that's untoward about the program. And again, this is all about effectuating a policy that's bad for the United States, bad for the state of Illinois. All we're trying to do is feed people, and everybody in the United States deserves to have a decent 3 squares a day. And SNAP is really not very much money to provide to people. I don't know why they're going after this problem. You want to go after fraud, I mean real fraud. There are lots of people who are Medicaid providers, Medicare providers out there that the federal government should be looking into to ask, what kind of fraud that they're perpetrating. And indeed, that kind of fraud gets exposed every once in a while, but it seems to me they've taken people off of that job, out of the FBI and then other jobs like the DEA and ATF, all to move them over into immigration work that is ineffectual, inappropriate. We need comprehensive immigration reform, not hunting people down based upon the color of their skin. So I reject the idea that the federal government is doing something that's good for the country by gathering these databases, because we know that's not what it's all about.
Another question on guaranteed income.
On the what?
Guaranteed income.
Guaranteed income.
Cook County is using $7.5 million
basic income,
for a guaranteed income program.
Yes, sir.
Is that something you are looking at, or your team is looking at the state level with state taxpayer dollars?
No.
Any other thoughts on the program for Cook County? Is it a good idea?
Listen, I think that, you've heard the old expression that states are the laboratories of democracy, meaning, that states can try things out that ultimately sometimes end up being federal policy, something good. Municipalities and counties trying things out to see how they work, I think is not inappropriate. It's not a policy that we're looking at doing for the state of Illinois, but on the other hand, sometimes things that you don't imagine would work do. I haven't looked at the data, so I can't tell you whether the program is an effectual program. I am concerned. I think that we should be providing jobs for people so they can earn a good living, and the dignity of work really matters. And so I guess I would throw that into the question of, is a universal basic income type program going to work to give people the dignity that they want. Ultimately, though, what we want is to make sure that people have the basics that they need in life, right? A roof over their heads, the ability to buy the groceries that they need to survive.
We'll take one last question. Governor, where's your head on the medical aid and dying bill? Have you made a decision? Is it something that came up in your conversation with the Pope? Where are you at?
I've been listening to everybody that has a view on it. I have not announced anything or decided anything. Every time I talk to somebody, it has a little bit of an effect. You're sort of cumulatively gathering information. And I know there are people who feel passionately on both sides. I have said before that I have friends who've gone through this with their relatives, and it's painful for the person who's experiencing the pain in the last 6 months of their lives, as well as for the entire family. And sometimes with the competent decision making on the part of somebody who's suffering, it feels like for them it was the right thing to do. I'm talking about a specific circumstance I can think of in another state. And then at the same time, I understand people who have religious values that say that this is inappropriate and that we should just provide hospice care and maybe make it as comfortable as we possibly can for somebody who's dying. So it's a hard issue, and I don't want anybody to think that making up your mind about this is very easy. It's not. I think there's a lot to consider, but most of all, it's about compassion. And again, there's evidence and information on both sides that leads me to think seriously about what direction to go.
Did you come up with the book?
It's actually something that I brought up, and we didn't have a conversation about it because we were just, at the beginning of our conversation, I think he and I were both kind of dismissing to each other the things that we may disagree about, because there are very few, honestly, but kind of acknowledging that there may be things that we disagree about. Obviously, we are members of different religions that don't really disagree so much as just have differences in that way. So it was a kind of a brief part of a conversation in which we were dismissing all those things and then getting to the things that we really have so much in common. And I so much respect who he is and what he represents. And of course, the fact that he's from the state of Illinois is a great point of pride for all of us.
Great. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Thank you.